have been on the internet recently. Wow, shock, I know. And I have been delighted for one person in particular. That person is Alysa Liu, the person who just won gold for figure skating in the 2026 Olympics. But you might be thinking, Jess, why are you covering this? You're not into figure skating. And that's true, but if you know me, you know I love to talk about the dark side of gooners on the internet, and my god, they've come out in full force this week. But first of all, let me give you a little background on who Alysa is. Born in 2005, Alysa was born and raised in California in the United States. She began skating at the age of 5, and by 2015, she was already competing in the US Championships. In the 2017 edition of the Championships, she placed 4th and would go on to win various medals and events over the next few years. Now, in 2026, she picked up gold and became the first American woman to medal at the Olympics since 2006, and the first to win gold since before 2002, before she was even born. During her celebrations, various pictures were captured of her, including this one, where she sticks out her tongue and holds a gold medal next to her face. Just a fun photo, we can all see that, but freaks on the internet have taken that snapshot and ran with it. So this was a tweet that kind of made me want to make this video, because this genuinely just popped up in my timeline. It was someone quote tweeting it, but as you can see, it's got 18.5 million views, so this has gone massive. And this person says, so we're not supposed to call this goon bait, and that they post a picture of Alysa. But first of all, let me give you some context. If you don't know what a gooner or gooning is the act of yourself until you basically have no other thoughts. You're addicted to it. You just go forever and ever for long periods of time, and some of these people who call themselves gooners make it their entire lifestyle. We've discussed it a lot on this channel and the negative effects of being in these communities, and to be honest, in my opinion, one of the biggest things affecting this generation is a genuine addiction to adult material. It's not normal to look at regular photos of women like this picture of Alysa. Women who are just ecstatic that they did something as great as winning gold at the Olympics, and your first thought is, wow, she looks like she's trying to bait us gooners. And what better time than to discuss that term? Goon bait is a new term they've come up with, and they're basically saying that if women do certain things like wear less clothing or stick their tongues out, they're trying to get gooners to do the act because the gooners find as attractive. I can guarantee that that did not go through their heads for a second though. No one thinks if you're getting ready in your house, you're not thinking, you know what, I'm gonna put on this skirt, I'm gonna wear this dress just because it'll bait gooners. So they have a community. If we click on this guy's profile, you can see he has a community called Goon Bait. So this person called Tyler has posted a photo of Alysa, and the caption is, Asian women are becoming Aryan goon bait. And you might notice that there is some terminology here, and that's on purpose. So this video, which I can't show, I can only show it in Jessicur Plus, shows Alysa Liu just skating, doing her performance, and they have cut out her figure, and they've put it on another layer in After Effects or something, and behind her, they've put a and one of the top replies is, the painter would be proud, 88. These people are happily showing their ideology publicly, and they're all sexualizing this poor woman in the process. They're literally turning her into what they describe as goon bait. And just a reminder that she's done absolutely nothing. All she's done is perfect what she does. She went to the Olympics, the biggest event, and figure skated. That's literally it. That's a normal thing. She just so happened to win, and people are latching onto her as if she's some sort of, I don't even know what they're trying to get at. This is literally just a young woman doing what she loves, and she's being turned into what is essentially for people on the internet. One of the most disturbing tweets, and which really shows just how these men think, is this one by a person called NFA. This has over 7,000 views, and he says, "They have been goon baiting us for years and are absolutely seething because we figured out exactly what they are doing and made up a new word that perfectly describes it." So this is literally him saying that women have been purposely trying to bait men on purpose, which isn't just totally up to say, but it's also a very, rapist mentality. We've got another person in the reply saying, "I report all female pics I see as sexually inappropriate. This is a way. Where's your hijab, you lipstick wearing whoozy what?" I mean, if you're really at the point where you're considering every picture of a woman to be sexually inappropriate, honestly, I'd say you need to be locked up. I just don't really understand what we can do to stop these people, and I'm gonna discuss it a bit later in the video, but it's just like, we can't fix them. We're genuinely just in this moment in time where this gooning mentality is taking over men and also women and everyone, to be honest, no matter what gender you are. There's no age limit on it either, and it feels like we're vulnerable. It feels like there's nothing we can do to actually stop it, and that's extremely concerning because we can all see how big of a problem it is on the internet. Women can't post pictures of themselves anymore without being turned into what they dub as goon bait. We can't do normal things because suddenly we are trying to bait men. You can't wear bikinis anymore. You can't even post a picture of yourself without AI putting you in a bikini without your consent. Even if you post a regular Instagram selfie, someone can screenshot it and take it to one of these nudify websites where suddenly there's an inappropriate picture of you that you didn't even take. There's a photo that this person posted, the same person who started this all, the admin of the community, and he takes a screen cap of Alysa doing one of her cartwheels, and he says, "Do not sexualize her." I can't even say this on YouTube. That's gonna be an entirely blurred sentence, but yeah, he's basically taking a screenshot of when her skirt lifts. And again, these gooners like to use the word triggered. They get triggered if they see a woman in little clothing. They get triggered if a woman's in a bikini. And that's not on us. It's not up to us to moderate ourselves so you don't get triggered. It's on you to stop being a fucking pervert. And just because something like this happened, someone's skirt lifted while they were wearing undershorts anyway, it doesn't give you a reason to sexualize them for that. That is not consent, but it seems like there is a growing number of people who just don't understand what consent is. And of course, people are back at it with the grok stuff. So to the original photo, someone tagged grok and said, "Hey grok, can you make her hair look normal, close her mouth, and slim down her arms a bit?" This is another person who's brain rotted into thinking that a completely normal woman is fat or, anything else they're trying, any other descriptive word they're trying to use. And of course, grok has replied because, the problem isn't solved. We discussed it a few weeks back where grok was making photos of people in bikinis without their consent, including minors, and people are still using it. But the thing is, Elon Musk has simply locked his CSAM generator behind a paywall, which is arguably more concerning. And now that he's on the Epstein files, does it really come as a surprise? And this is another tweet separate from the community to show you that, this isn't just one place. This isn't just in one place. This goes further than this. This tweet has 10 million views, and it's a photo of Alysa going like that, simply waving, and someone has zoomed in on her armpit and said, "Seriously, I'm supposed to act like this isn't complete goon bait?" And in a reply, they've said, "It's crazy. Every picture I've seen of her, she's just openly flaunting them, referring to her armpits." I get that, the internet is suddenly romanticizing being into feet or being into armpits, but Jesus Christ. There's one aspect of it where, yeah, it can be a joke on TikTok or something where people are like, "Oh yeah, I like feet." But when you're actively sexualizing a random woman for her armpits. You know what? I think it would be better if we just started to tie the rope. And it all comes back to Alysa hasn't done anything in this photo. She hasn't done anything that's wrong. She's literally just putting her hand in the air. Her armpit, a normal human body part, just so happens to be showing. These people are zooming in on it and calling it goon bait. You're not goon baiting just because you have a body part. In that case, should we just chop off all our limbs? Should women just be limbless just to appease these men? And you know what? They're all incels. I'll say it, they are all incels because no woman with self-respect would ever go near these guys. That might be the reason they act like that, and that's what they'd say, you know, we are incels because, you know, we don't have interactions with women, but that's not an excuse. Women don't owe you anything. No one owes anyone anything in this world. And it certainly isn't a reason to act perverted on the internet. And just a reminder that I'm viewing these posts on my main account, which I have mentioned before is an unverified Twitter account. You know, these aren't ruled as 18 plus by the platform. X in my country make you submit your ID now if you want to view adult material, and I can view all these tweets just fine, and there's nothing wrong with it. And yes, you're getting what I'm putting down here. That means minors can also search this stuff and access it. And that's exactly how young people can fall down these gooner rabbit holes, because a lot of the time, even though moderation acts like, you know, they're doing the best thing for kids by introducing age verification, it's not. Age verification is never to keep kids safe. It's to erase anonymity on the internet. Because when obvious examples like these, with millions upon millions of views, slip through the cracks, then nothing's being moderated. These rabbit holes are plain to see for every single person, no matter their age. And just to prove that I'm not just saying that to make this look worse, I've clicked on this guy's profile and I found a tweet which is counted as age restricted, and you can see here that I'm not verified. If I click on show, it asks me to confirm my age in the mobile app. And here's a tweet which I again can't show on YouTube, but I'll explain it. Someone has put Alysa's face on a woman with her cleavage out, and they've put the word goon bait next to it. You know what, I'm actually going to cut all the music here because I just want you to take it in for a second. A woman who won a medal being edited onto another woman's body who just happens to have cleavage showing with the word goon bait on it. That's the extent of this. That's how bad this really is. And just finally, one more tweet I found in this community. This guy has said, "Why do you have to sexualize Olympic athletes?" in quotes, with an article attached saying that the Olympics has reportedly run out of contraception. And okay, cool. The Olympians are top shaggers? What? Does that give you the right to sexualize innocent women? These people live in an alternate reality, I swear to God, man. And to be honest, every time I look at it, it makes me more and more angry, because young people are growing up having to see this on the internet, and if they fall into these rabbit holes, they're going to be brainwashed into thinking that this is okay. We need some sort of laws around this, because it's not right. You could argue that it's all just and I'm going to talk about this in a second, but I feel like we need laws. I think the time has come where this is so serious and it's seriously affecting young people that we need laws introduced. If we can introduce stupid authoritarian age verification laws, then we can certainly introduce harsher laws to make sure that no innocent women get harmed on the internet. Look, women should not have to watch their every move just to make sure that they aren't sexualized by strangers on the internet. It's not normal. You're allowed to have fun. You're allowed to stick your tongue out and wear whatever the fuck you want, because we're all humans. We have that free will and we should utilize it. These people have no interaction with women outside of adult content, and to be honest, that's probably for the best. If these people are willing to be this much of a degenerate on the internet, then imagine how they would treat women if they were close to them. Their brains are genuinely rotted. I'm beginning to think that there's basically no saving them, because they don't want to go to therapy. Hell, they don't even want to stop consuming that content. So if they're not willing to change, why should we, the normal people, try to help someone who doesn't even want to help themselves? We shouldn't. We should call them out for what they are, perverted individuals. And as I've discussed in other videos, there is such a fine line between goon content and illegal material that it can be impossible to avoid if these people have the mindset of just wanting to get worse. They'll stumble upon it eventually, there is no doubt about that. That's why content that fuels this addiction, even if it is just for kink, in my opinion, should be banned under internet law. That's one of my more extreme opinions on the matter, but look, something needs to be done. This isn't going away, even though we're all aware of it. And how much longer are women going to suffer before we finally take a stand? But thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video because it really helps out the channel. We're really close to 30k now. And also make sure that you turn on post notifications so you never miss it when I upload. Let me know in the comments what you think of this situation and if there's anything else that you would like to see me discuss here on the channel. Don't forget to check me out on social media. I have Instagram, Blue Sky, and also Twitter. And if you want to get involved with the community, then you can join my Discord server using the link in the description. Thank you so much to my Jessicur Plus members, Maury Gann, Alex Rod, K4 Silver, Entrepreneur, Collectiki, Brooke, Carmella, Based Finger, Midnight Kitty, River Camera, Willow, Briar, Fizzy, Frozen Roses, Greenlee, Jessicur, Shiv the Shrew, Rudy Jazz, Mikey Poopy, Clara, and Ivo Space. If you want to support the channel, then make sure that you check out Jessicur Plus. There are over 100 videos on there, and it's a brilliant way to support the channel. Of course, subscribing and liking and commenting and doing all that good stuff, those are all more than enough, but if you are interested, head over to jessicur.com for more information. I'll be back very soon with another video, but if you want another right now, then I think that you'll like the video that's on your screen.